Miracles never cease at all, you know. After midnight tonight, just a few minutes ago, maybe a half hour ago, the U.S. Senate, like the House, overwhelmingly approved the repeal of the unfair Windfall Elimination Provision and government pension offset. Both penalties applying to those people who worked in public employment in states that didn't, and municipalities that didn't pay into Social Security. So this is a help for me. I'm guessing around $120 a month back on my Social Security benefit, and it'll help many other people too. Some 3 million total, but there were a whole bunch of amendments that Rand Paul mostly, and Charles Grassley, and Ted Cruz, and that Crapo guy, Larry Crapo out of Idaho, and they tried to hamstring it, because this is like trying to run out the clock, because here it is almost the end of this current Congress. So it's like the very end, and before they have to pass the budget thing or the debt ceiling deal, so that the government doesn't shut down. But you've heard squawks by Musk and all of them. They aren't going to get away with this shit, trying to mess with Social Security. They won't. And this is an easy fix anyway, if there's any problem. And they all know it. This is all about generational warfare and all that other crap. And with this, the WEP especially, when it passed during the Reagan era, this was all about causing animosity between people who didn't qualify for any kind of pension and those who did. It was a divide and conquer strategy. And they thought they could get away with, and they did for 40 years, screw over public employees. And federal employees had to start paying in to Social Security, I think in 1983 or 84. And but state employees can't be mandated, or state employee agencies in states can't be mandated to pay into Social Security because it's a tax, and the federal government cannot levy a tax on state and local governments. However, they can opt into it, and most do, but there's still holdouts. And generally those pensions are bigger because there's not Social Security, to augment it. But anyway, it was a great deal, because all these years it was always bottled in committee, whether it was the House Ways and Means, I'm talking about the repeal, or the Senate, like the late Orrin Hatch, would just not even bother with it. We're damn lucky that we had a Democrat in charge of the U.S. Senate, because I am sure if Mitch McConnell or his ilk had been the Senate leader, this thing would have never come up for a vote. So finally it's done. I mean, Biden has to sign it, but it's done now. And what a lot of work that was to finally get this thing done. I thought they were going to screw us over again another time, because of the timing of it. The House passed it right before the election, or right after it, whatever it was, right after the election, I think it was. They passed it overwhelmingly, and then they had that damn Thanksgiving break, and so there was only about 3 or 4 weeks left of the current Congress. And now here, right at the last goddamn minute, they pass it. So I'll take it. And I don't know, when exactly they'll start paying it out, or because I think there's back pay of about a year, because they first proposed this in the House and in the Senate a year ago. And it's retroactive, I believe. But Sherrod Brown, who's the outgoing senator in Ohio, he deserves a lot of credit for getting this thing in in the U.S. Senate. And of course, Chuck Schumer, is the one who promised he was going to get that thing voted on. They tried to hamstring it. Old Rand Paul should hang it up and, you know, go back to being Aqua Buddha, because this libertarian shit is just, it just pisses me off. But anyway, that's some good news. Finally, at a vote of 76 to 20, the Windfall Elimination Provision and the government pension offset will be no more, and only a president's signature, which he will sign it, and that will be the end of it. So thank God. Good Christmas present, because I sure as hell need it. That is it.